Hello everybody, Marty Richards with Greater Richland Tourism here today, and we are bringing back a Why Do We Call It That from the Wayback Machine, one of the very first we did with lower quality cameras and microphones, and we're going to take another shot at it because we have updated information about Boaz. That's right, today you're going to learn again, why do we call it Boaz? To start the story, we've got to really go back into the mid 1800s to mid to later 1800s. Boaz, one of the first communities outside of Richland City and Richland Center that was settled because there was a direct route up Mill Creek from the Wisconsin River. So the Barnes family, one of the original settlers of the area, it kind of became known at the beginning as Barnes Mills because they, of course, had a dam and a grist mill here. And so the Barnes family, as we've seen quite often, kind of the moniker for the city or the village came after the first settlers. So for many years, known as Barnes Mills, community in the area got pretty comfortable with that. But later in the 1800s, getting close to the 1900s, of course, the post office and the state of Wisconsin intervened. And as you might recall, you cannot name a village, or back in that time, you couldn't name a village that showed a family possessiveness. So they had to have the state, before they would bring a post office here, you had to change your name. So the post office intervening, the village gets together, has a discussion, and there were some interesting suggestions because the local citizens had no problem with the Barnes name, and so they came up with different variations. They sent them into the post office, all still including the name Barnes in them. However, the post office, not to be fooled that you were just circumventing one of our rules, and said this isn't going to work. Another village hall meeting ensues. There are a lot more suggestions trying to keep Barnes in the name, but finally, one of the Barnes family members, Resin Barnes, that's correct, you heard me right, Resin Barnes spoke up, and he said, listen, certainly, if we took a name out of the Bible, there is no way anybody could object to that. And so that's how they landed on the name of Boaz, submitted that to the post office and the state of Wisconsin, and voila, today we stand in Boaz, Wisconsin. We encourage, if you have a chance to come out and visit Boaz, there's actually quite a bit of interest and exciting things to do here. If you're a trout fisherman, the Mill Creek with some of its tributaries here and feeder creeks, really good trout fishing here. Also, Boaz Fun Days, almost always the third weekend of July is a great event to enjoy. And also look for our episode on the Boaz Lions Club Museum and the Mastodon display there. You'll want to check that out as well. So that is why we call it Boaz. And for Greater Richland Tourism, I'm Marty Richards. Let's everybody have a great day.